Also, before I just start this video, I just wanted to show you guys the view from my room. One thing about this place is it's very green. Like, I don't know if you can see the greenery. Like, it's so green. And look, this is what I was saying. I think you'll hear me saying in the video, like, I'm seeing aircraft taking off. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Life with Indian Mother. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Indian Mother, aka Mama Fabian, and I'd like to welcome you to the Life with Indian Mother family. So guys, as promised, here is the video of me answering a couple of your questions that I asked on my Instagram. If you haven't followed me yet, please make sure that you do. At any mother, I'm going to put the username somewhere here. I'm a flight attendant, so you guys had asked me a question about that. So let's get on into the video. The first question was, how long is the training and what are the requirements? Don't worry, I'm reading from my camera because I forgot to carry the stand for my camera and instead carry the stand for my phone. So yeah, I'm going to be reading from here. So how long is the training and what are the requirements? So the training is 3 months long. Only, imagine, only 3 months. So the training is 3 months long. You're required to be 5'4" and above, 21 years and above, have scored a C+ and above, ability to swim, speaking an extra language is an added advantage. What else? Basically, those are the most important requirements. I'll put a screenshot of some of the requirements that are lazima nikuwe nimeisomea. Hakuna kitu kwa hii dunia yenye unataka huwezi kosa kusomea. Like I just said, it's 3 months only, a course of 3 months. It's not even 3 years, it's not even 1 year, it's not even 6 months, it's 3 short months. So yes, lazima ukuwe umeisomea because contrary to what people may think, and I think I've spoken about this before in a couple of my other videos, contrary to what people may think, this job is actually like a life or death kind of job, in the sense that I'm the one who's responsible I'm the one who's responsible of your life, basically. So if anything goes wrong on board, it is my responsibility to make sure that you leave the aircraft safely, you leave the aircraft alive, as in, you know, if you have any medical cases, if you faint on board, if you have you know, a heart attack on board, if you're giving if you're giving birth on board, it is my responsibility to make sure that your life is always not in danger. Yeah, so you have to read for it because you have to do a lot of training on safety, on first aid. Like, you have to learn about the aircraft, you have to learn about, like, you know, how to use the equipment on the aircraft. I think it's detailed, but it's very enjoyable, especially if you're willing to learn. Another question, is there a maximum age limit for recruitment? Like I said, the age is 21 and above, but I think, like, if I'm not wrong, it's up to 28. Like, 28 is like, you know, like the I don't know what word to use, but like when you get to 28, like when you're like 29, of course it won't be okay. Basically, let me just say, from what I know, and I'll confirm, it's like till 28. So from 21 to 28, you're eligible to apply. Is there a school you need to go to? Yes. Like I said, you have to do your training. There are schools that actually train you on cabin crew. You can just look them online. Schools like there are just so many schools that teach. There are so many aviation schools in this country. You have to get a school that is eligible to the point where if you're going to apply a job, they won't start questioning your certificate or questioning the institution that you did your certificate in. Is being pretty one of the requirements? No, it's not a requirement. It's not like they look at you and say, wewe, when you mrembo ingia, where's the mrembo, toka. No, but your weight and like your body mass index really matters a lot. Like, you have to have the body mass index for your height, yeah, and for your, like, your weight and your height have to be balanced. So if you reach a point where maybe your weight is too much, you're going to have to reduce. If you reach a point where your weight is too low, you're going to have to increase. All this is because you need you need to be in the strongest physical how do I say it? You need to be in the strongest physical state to be able to operate in such conditions. Hey, in such conditions above there, like such conditions like in the aircraft, because you know the oxygen is thinner, you like 1,000 feet above, so you have to be in the best health to be able to operate. So your weight actually counts, and you're required to maintain good weight. So being pretty is not a requirement, but you have to control, like you're not allowed to be too big or allowed to be like too small. You're supposed to be the right weight and the right, oh my god, I'm just seeing an airplane take off. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, how does it feel to travel and get paid for it? Let me tell you, Maina, let me tell you, as in a way, as in like I'm literally, sometimes I'm in so much awe, because I'm like, is this really my life? Is this really my job? I mean, is this really me? Because I find myself in positions where I'm exposed to be able to experience so many traditions. Like now I'm in India. Yeah. Like it's so beautiful to be able to just, like, you've been literally taken to another country, and you're like, you can be able to explore anywhere and everywhere as long as you're ready to do it, as long as you're outgoing, as long as you're willing to, you know, experience other cultures. Like it's such an amazing feeling to be able to just, you know, leave your house, go to another country, and then just come back like nothing even really happened. So sometimes I really don't wrap my head around it, because it feels so unreal. Like sometimes I sit here and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in a totally different country, like, and I've been paid to be here because I worked, and I deserve the rest. I deserve the luxury. I deserve this baby girl lifestyle. I just love it, you know. I love it. How do you like the sky being your office? It's how do I say it? You know, when you get on the aircraft, it's so funny, because now like this becomes like your home for the next, like for example, the flight to here was 6 hours and 15 minutes. So for the next 6 hours and 15 minutes, this is your office. This is basically your home. This is where you're going to be doing everything and anything. This is where you're going to be changing into your cabin shoes. You're going to be serving people. You're going to be having your meal. You're going to be going to the loo. You're going to be freshening up. So it's a really, really, how do I say it? It's such an eye-opening experience, because at the end of the day, you're in this space with people you've never met in your life, even your fellow crew. There's a high chance that you'll fly with people that you've never ever flown with before, and that was the case. Like I came with people I've never even flown with, so I'm literally in a flight with passengers I've never met, with crew I've never met, but this is like my office. I'm supposed to make this experience personal. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I'm supposed to enjoy it. I'm supposed to feel at home. Like I love being in the aircraft, even though it gets to a point, it's so cold. It is so cold in there, but at the end of the day, like if you love what you do, and you know, you just think about it as, I'm in this space for 6 hours, 15 minutes. Let me give my best, you know? Let me take care of what has been entrusted to me, because at the end of the day, if anything goes wrong in the aircraft, like I have to make sure that I do everything right, because I'm responsible. Like I'm the one who's going to be in that aircraft basically. So I just have to make sure that everything is good. You take care of your equipment, you take care of the, what is it called, the stock that you've been given of food, dry stores, you know, you just make sure that everything is good. Like you just take care of your space. If you take care of your space and how your space looks, it's a real reflection of who you are. Sometimes it's very freaky, because it hits you when you're like 40,000 feet above that, oh my god, like if anything goes wrong and I'm here, it's either I'm dead or I'm really injured. So it's also a con, because you're like, there's no control you have up there. The most you can do is pray and just do what you've been taught, and just pray that everything goes well. But chances of that happening are very minimum, because air transport is the safest transport. And what does it take to be a flight attendant? I want to change careers. Just like anything that you want to do or anything that you like, what it takes to be a flight attendant is just passion and willingness and patience to do the job. patience to do the job, and selflessness, because you come to a flight and somebody, like in a flight, yeah, there's somebody who's a first-time flyer, there's somebody who's lost parents, there's somebody who's going to see someone who's sick, there's someone who's going for holiday, there's someone who just got married, they're going for their honeymoon. So you have all type of people in this aircraft, and it just requires you to have, I don't want to say empathy, but it just requires you to be a good person, because you know, even if you're having a bad day, you need to leave your bad day outside the door when you enter the aircraft. Then you can pick your things as you leave. You can pick your bad things as you leave the aircraft. Don't project to people who have no idea or who are not responsible for what you're going through. So what it takes to be a flight attendant is passion. You have to have passion for everything that you're doing. You have to be outgoing, of course, because you're going to be meeting people you've never met before, like I've said, working with people you've never worked with before. So you need to be outgoing, you need to be open-minded, you know, apart from like doing your training and getting the requirements to be able to do the job. You need to actually be somebody who's very, you know, outgoing, basically, somebody who's open to learn, somebody who's open to enjoy life, somebody who's open to just, you know, just experience life in the best way possible, because this job really exposes you. You have to be also smart, because you're put in a position where you have so many opportunities to make your life better, even beyond the workspace, like when it comes to forming connections that will help you, because you meet so many people on board, so many like businessmen and stuff like that. So you also have to be, you know, chap so that you can be able to make a better life for yourself, basically, or just improve the quality of the life that you already have. What are the educational requirements and physical requirements? Like I just said, you need to do training in a place that is certified to do aviation training, because aviation is basically the same all around the world. Hata nikitoka hapa, I go to another airline, I'm going to find the same thing. The only difference would be like the aircraft types, because each aircraft has different equipment, each aircraft has different what are this thing called? Each aircraft just has different things, so you have to like familiarize yourself with every version of different aircraft. So educational requirements, like I said, look for a certified aviation school that will be able to like, even if you take that certificate to apply in an airline, that it's not going to be questioned. And then physical requirements, like I said, you need to have the right body mass index to make sure that you're healthy. You need to, your blood pressure, stuff like that, like your medical state just has to be good. You need to be fit, you need to be, you know, you take care of yourself, take care of your skin, because this is this is basically what the passengers see first. So you're required to take care of your skin, to take care of your body, like stuff like that. How long till you get placement after school? So personally for me, I was lucky, like immediately I finished my training, the company I was joining was hiring, so I ended up I literally finished kama nimeanza kazi, basically. So I finished training and I started working immediately. So that was like you know, God had got my back, because what are the chances of that happening? So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. So I'm not really sure how long it takes for you to get placed, but what's the worst that can happen? Just apply and try your luck. It's better you apply other than you keep guessing and you've not done anything to, you know, improve your chances of getting the job. Somebody said, I don't even know what you do for a living. I literally, you know, some people don't understand the assignment. I literally wrote there, ask me anything about my job, being a flight attendant. That is what I do for a living, apart from being a mother and a YouTuber and a workout enthusiast and all that good stuff, you know, a model, yeah. So I'm also like, I'm a flight attendant. Hey, how can one apply? Can one apply if they have tattoos? Yes, you can apply if you have tattoos, but they are not required to be visible. That's another requirement. Your tattoos are not supposed to be visible tattoos. Like if I wear my my shirt or my blouse, even if it's long sleeved, I'm not supposed to have any visible tattoos anywhere. You can have tattoos here, 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 like anywhere, but anywhere that is not visible when you're in uniform. Like when you remove your coat, when you're wearing something short sleeved, you're not required to for your tattoos to be visible. So you can have tattoos, but they're not supposed to be visible. How can one apply? You can go to websites for wow, I'm just saying aircraft. You can go to websites for the airlines that you want to join. For example, whatever airline it is, just type the name of the airline on Google, and then just, you know, the information of the airline will show up, and then you can just click the website. You know, they always show like steps on how you can apply for jobs in the airline. So you'll just find the website there, and then you'll find like different categories, and it's just basically self-help. Like, it's very easy for you to follow the steps and know what to do. Is it a good paying job? Yes, it is. Like, roughly how many Ks? I'm not going to tell you roughly how many Ks, because you're going to be guessing how much money I'm going to be making. How did you join? Requirements, please. I just said that. What's your typical day in Mumbai or another country that you stay over for a day? So basically, when you get to the hotel, you can either choose to go and have breakfast or just come directly to the room and sleep. So when you get to the room, of course, if you've had like an overnight flight, you're going to want to rest and recharge and stuff like that. So for me, basically, if I'm not leaving the hotel, I'll come, have breakfast, come to the room, have a shower, put on the TV, because your girl has to sleep with the TV on or just something playing. So I enter the bed, make a call, talk to my son and stuff like that, you know, go on TikTok, Instagram, you know, just peruse, see challenges that I can do on TikTok. You can also add me on TikTok. So I see challenges that I can do there, and then take a nap. And then once I take a nap, the time that I wake up, because dinner here is normally it starts from 7 if I'm not wrong, so I normally go for dinner at 8:30. So at like around 7, I'll go to the gym, finish with the gym, come take a shower, go for dinner, come back to the room, waste some time watching a movie, then sleep. If I'm feeling like I have a lot of energy, I'll go probably to the steam room or to the sauna after I go to the gym. Sometimes when like I'm flying with people that I know, we'll end up going to places like the pool, or we'll end up leaving the hotel. So it basically depends on the people that I'm with. If guys are deciding to leave the hotel and somebody's like, oh, by the way, we should go, we'll go and we'll just roam around the city. And yeah, you can see a couple of vlogs that I did before of me showing myself out of Mumbai. So yeah, that's basically a typical day. You can literally leave the hotel as long as you tell somebody that you're leaving, or you leave with someone. Like, just let your fellow crew know that you've left the hotel. Yeah. How did you join? What are the qualifications? I've already answered that. Does it pay well? Yes. Which school did you go to? I've already answered that. What's the age limit, and must one learn a foreign language? I think I've answered this already. I've said foreign language is an added advantage. So if you know one, the better, the best. Because when you go to places like Zauzi, Kinshasa, places that people speak French, like there's a language barrier if you don't understand. And even when you do understand, it's good for you to know even the basics, so that, like, for example, like for the things you're serving on board, if you're serving like chicken with rice and beef with potatoes, you need to at least understand like what are the French words for this, you know, these meals and stuff like that, so that it just makes your experience easier and you're able to communicate better to your passengers. Yeah, it's just going the extra mile again. Yeah. So what does it take to be a flight attendant? Be ready to go the extra mile and just get out of your comfort zone and just read a lot. Like, because it really forces you to read a lot. Something about the flight attendant's high heels, because so our heels are not required to be less than 2 inches and more than, I think, 4 inches, if I'm not wrong. So they're not really that high. I think it's just because you walk a lot and you're on heels a lot, so it feels like it's tiring, but it's not. yeah, I think you just need to get like a comfortable pair of shoes that will not finya you, because at the end of the day you'll finish the job with experience and a lot of cons on your feet. And who wants cons on their feet? I think that's the last question. Did you have to study the full course? Yes, it's only 3 months, like I said. Or did you apply, then you were trained? I paid to do the course, yes. And then now, after you pay to do the course, when you join the airline, now the airline, you know, trains you, because you have to keep, what is it called, renewing. You have to keep renewing your training. Like the things that you're learning, there's an expiry date to them, so you have to keep renewing. Like this time when I came back, we were being paid, like, you understand, like the airline paid for us. How do I say it? What is it? Or did you apply, then you attend? Like you did the interview, passed, and then the airline now trains you because you had already trained before. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So I think I did study the full, not I think, I did study the full course, and then gradually, after you study the course, now the airline takes from there, and it now trains you consecutively until the day you decide to leave the job. So yeah, that's basically it. Those are all the questions that you guys had. If you have any more questions, please don't be afraid to ask me in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for engaging with me. Don't forget to follow me on my social platforms. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. And yeah, this has been amazing. Sorry for the long video, but I just wanted it to be as detailed as possible so that you guys can feel heard, and you guys can, you know, understand what I'm doing. So if you have any more questions, please make sure that you ask me in the comment section, and I'll do my best to respond and to answer. If you feel like I haven't answered your questions correctly, please also ask me the question more detailed again in the comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to live, love, be anything that you want to be. Bye guys.